Hello everyone, this is a real first for me. I've never had to clean my kitchen worktops before a maths lesson before. Never had to butter a slice of bread before a maths lesson before either. But there we go, first times for everything. Now yesterday we started looking at how to find the area of a triangle, and we completed this worksheet where we were counting the half squares and the full squares to find the area of our shapes. I want to have a look at just question 4. Yesterday, you may have spotted something that might come in quite useful for our learning today. So question 4 asks you to work out the areas of these shapes by counting the squares. So I counted up all of these, there's 25 squares, so it's 25 centimetres squared, if each of these is 1 centimetre. On this one, I noticed that the triangle was just as tall, exactly the same height as the square. I noticed the base was the same width as the square. So they're similar, but this is a square, this is a triangle. But the area was exactly half. So this was 25 centimetres squared, this was 12.5. And this is very important, and it's a good way to help us figure out the area of triangles. So, let me make you some shapes. Here you go. Here's a rectangle. Here's one I cut earlier. Here's a square. There you go. Now, I've just cut these into halves. If I wanted to find the area of the whole rectangle or the whole square, we know we'd do the height times the base. The height times the base. Although to be fair, because it's a square, the height and the base is the same, isn't it? Now, if I chop these in half, I create triangles. If you chop it in half diagonally, you will create a triangle. And if I know what the area of the rectangle is, or area of the square is, to find out what the area of the triangle is easy. Because if I know that 2 triangles are the same as the rectangle, if I divide the rectangle by half, it will tell me the area of 1 triangle. If I know what the area of the square is, if I halve that, it will tell me what the area of one of these triangles is. These right angled triangles. There you go, there's a right angle. There's a right angle, okay? So if I found out the area of the rectangle, if I found out the area of the square, all I needed to do was to halve it, and it will tell me what the area of the triangles left over are. And this is very useful. So, here you go, here's a big triangle that I've got here. I have counted and it's 11 centimetres along the bottom. Again, I'm pretending that one of those is 1 centimetre, one of those is 1 centimetre. Okay, so I'm pretending that each of these squares are centimetre squares. Now, I've counted and I know this is 16 centimetres. So, using what we've just looked at, I can find out the area of this triangle using a simple formula. Okay, if it was a rectangle and it went all the way up, so here you go, if it was a whole rectangle, to find the area, I would do 11 times 16, okay, which is 176. So I've done the base times the height to find the area of the whole rectangle, this whole thing, okay. We've looked at how triangles are half of the rectangles or half of the squares. So if I just want to find out just what this triangle is then, what the area of this is, I only need half of what the total is. So I'm going to need to halve this. So a way I can write that, to find the area of the triangle, I need to do the base times the height, and then I need to halve it. So it's half times the base times the height. Sometimes you might see this written as the base times height over 2, or you might see it as the base times height divided by 2. And any of these ways works, they'll all give you the same answer because BODMAS and all that. Okay, so if I found out the area of the whole rectangle is 176, to find out the triangle I just need to halve that, which I believe will be 88 centimetres squared. Okay, so this is an important formula. When you're working through your worksheet today, Whitney has reminded you of the formula down here. Okay, so read what it says carefully. I've done the first one as an example for you to show you that you can cut them in half. The area of this whole rectangle is 12, which must mean that both of these triangles are 6, and I can count the squares to check them this time as well. So read the questions carefully. Think about how to figure out the area of the triangle. You could turn it into a rectangle. So it's 5 by 2. So the area of the rectangle will be 10. So if I divide that by 2, the area of just A, the triangle here, is going to be 5 times 2 and then divide it by 2. Okay, so use this to help you and see how you get on today. It'd be good to see how you get on when you mark it yourself and when we have our Google Meet chat later. Hope that all makes sense. And yeah, I'm going to turn my lunch from a rectangle, there you go, into 2 triangles. Both have exactly the same area, because it's very important before I eat any food, I make sure I figured out what the area of it is. It's a nightmare sometimes if I'm making spaghetti, all those long thin bits, really difficult.